Going into the 7th anniversary month of Marvel Strike Force, which generally means good rewards. We'll have to see how that plays out. It looks like there's going to be a new aesthetic for the month, black and gold, and there's going to be 5 costumes. More importantly than all of that, there is a strike spot that is on the Marvel Strike Force YouTube channel. Oh my God, there's so much good stuff in this video as far as potential exciting things coming to Marvel Strike Force. A new game mode that should be out in the first or second quarter of this year, and it's going to be roguelike. We'll talk about what that means. Also, they're talking about Battle World 2.0, and it's going to have a new boss, which is going to be a hero boss. So instead of a big bad, it'd be like a big good. Also, they're talking about a new age. So right now we are in the age of X, and they're talking about going into the age of ANNIHILUS. In addition to all of that, we're also going to be talking about the blog post for next week. So we've got access to the blog post. We'll go over all the events and a summary of what is coming out next week. Now, we're not going to watch this 15-minute video, but I do have some notes here that we're going to go over, which have the key topics of what is in that video. They talk a little bit about the 7th anniversary celebration, which is next month, month-long events and rewards. We're going to have special appearances from Howard the Duck. In fact, there will be offers for him next week. We're going to go over that in the blog post. Weekly updates on the MarvelStrikeForce.com. A lot of web-based rewards as well. A UI overhaul and new character costumes, which can be seen right here in the loading screen, which is going to be the black and gold theme for the 7th year anniversary celebration. Now, this is where the video got interesting, is that there was an interview with the general manager, Ryan Jacobson, and he talked about Battle World 2.0 or Battle World 2. And he was saying that should be out in September of 2025. And they're going to be working on iterations based on player feedback. He said something kind of interesting in this, and that he talked about last year being good and bad, and some of the things that he was talking about with bad was Battle World, and that he wished that they would have got feedback earlier and put the game mode in the players' hands earlier so that they could have known where to move the game mode in a better direction earlier, and that they're hoping to continue to make Battle World better. So I don't know what that means for Battle World 2.0, other than he said that they're going to continuously change it and it's going to evolve to whatever it's going to be in the final form. But he was also talking about this new game mode and that he wanted to get that into the players' hands sooner than later, which we're going to talk about what a roguelike gameplay is. Boss fights shifting from villains to hero-based battles. And the next opponent will be a major MCU character debuting this year. And so that is interesting. We'll have to see what that is. He hinted at it, but I could not infer what he was talking about, what that hero would be. But I'm guessing that there will be something in maybe the Fantastic Four movie. I'm trying to think what's coming out, which would be of high interest to the community. New game mode. And this was probably the most interesting part of the video for me, is the new game mode, which is saying sooner than later. And I'm skeptical on this. Q1, Q2 of 2025. So that could be in the next 6 months. Roguelike gameplay style. And I did not know what that is, but I've got some explanation from another YouTube video what that could possibly be like in Marvel Strike Force, because this is a genre of games I've not played. But what they said is it's a focus on replayability and unique character interactions, more rewards tied to the game mode. So what that could be like, and this was a video that kind of went over the difference between roguelike and roguelite. And this originally was a game that was derived in the 80s, and it's evolved into a lot of different things. Most people said that it's most similar today of the game of Hades, and the way that they was described to me is it's a game mode where you go in and then you die and then you upgrade your characters a little bit based off of what you got out of that mode. And a lot of people are saying that there's a game mode like this in Marvel Mystic Mayhem, but in general, roguelike games have the following, and not all of them, but maybe some of these ideas: procedurally generated map, permadeath, grid-based movement, turn-based combat, non-modal, complexity, uses resource management, hack and slash, exploration, and discovery. Now, a lot of people are saying that there is an upcoming game that I'm interested in following called Marvel Mystic Mayhem, which had a game mode that could be similar to this and could make sense in Marvel Strike Force. And if you played the Marvel Mystic Mayhem, because it was out for, I don't know, maybe 10 days, where community members were invited to like play test it. I did play test it myself. I didn't get into the game of Khonshu that much, but it looks like you get a random 3 characters, and then you have a currency in a store, and you upgrade the team, and then it stacks over time. And then it just seemed kind of interesting. It looked like it could be fun if it was like randomized based off of your roster, and then you upgrade the abilities and the way it works, and then you just make a little bit of incremental progress. Now, I'm planning on fully covering Marvel Mystic Mayhem when that game comes out. No date on when that is coming out, but I will be making a channel for that. I've already made a channel for DC Worlds Collide, which is another game that I'm interested in following. Also, no word on when that game will come out, but it's a game that's out in soft launch in places like Canada, and I've been playing that game every day. Also, I have converted my old Galaxy of Heroes channel into a sponsored raid, Shadow Legends, as you know, and that has gone very well. They keep extending my contract over there, and in fact, they upgraded their free rewards that people get by using my link. It used to be 2 epics, and then there was a promo code for a legendary, and then there was a login bonus for another legendary. So it was like 2 epics and 2 legendaries. Now it's 1 epic and 3 legendaries. So I'll put a link to this video, to this channel in the description if you're interested in following me and playing Raid Shadow Legends. Now, what else was in the video? Transition from Age of X to Age of Annihilus. So Annihilus is right here. We got some images here of Annihilus. So I'm guessing that this is going to be, you know, Dark Dimension 11 or something like that, is what the way that it kind of sounds to me. Right now we're in Age of X. They did quite a bit of discussion of changing it up to be a little bit different than before. And it sounded like there were things that he liked inside of the Age of Apocalypse and the unlock requirements for Apocalypse. And so I don't know exactly what that means. And it sounded like they were also going to be doing something slightly different for Age of X. And Annihilus is going to be the next age, which typically lasts, let's say, a year. And they were saying that it was going to be structured in a way with episodic 3-month-long chapters, greater emphasis on storytelling and global events. And then there was some talk about dev team acknowledges past issues and is actively working on player-focused improvement. They were talking about getting these things in the players' hands earlier and having more play testing. I think that would have been great because Battle World, I think, was not a success. And I just want to strongly reinforce that the version of Battle World that some of us play tested before the disaster that was launched was way worse. Like, it was unplayable, unbearable, beyond terrible. And I think what he was trying to say is that if he could have got that into the player's hand many months before, then maybe it would have turned out better. I don't know. Plans for a detailed 2025 roadmap to be shared soon, and focus bringing fun back into the game. Yeah, that was an interesting comment because that's something that I think is important, and I'm sure that there's a million different opinions on what is fun, and what I think is fun might be different than what other people think fun. But I've always believed that they shifted away from engagement and monetization and all this other stuff and just made the game actually fun. And they made a quality game that people wanted to play. The numbers would be there. Like, the money will follow. You know, if you build it, the players will come. And if they focus on fun, then the game will have great success. Now, we've went over Annihilus, we went over the roguelike game mode, we went over Marvel Mystic Mayhem, and then the other YouTube channels that I have. We're going to go over the blog post. Big Spartan was kind enough to provide a high-level overview of what is happening in the blog over highlights. We're not going to go over all the blog, but this is the important parts. Emma Frost X-Men to Raid Store and Raid Orbs. Ancient One will go to the Spotlight Raid Orbs, and then Man Thing will go from the Spotlight Orbs to the War Store. On Monday, we're going to have the Anniversary Strike Pass, and I'm guessing they're suggesting that the rewards there in the Strike Pass will be better. Actually, I've been not buying all of them. I've been very picky about the ones I bought. Last month, I only bought 2 of the 4, where in the past, I bought all of them for years, and recently they have not been of high interest to me, and so I've been more selective on which passes I buy, and that's based off of what I need in my roster. I am a value-based spender. Lilandra, it's hard to say that, Lilandra, Red Milestones, Mission of the Majestrix, complete the free tiers of the 4 passes during March for a 7 red star. 7th anniversary begins with the Weaver costume. So we have a picture of that here in the loading screen. All right, where are we going next? Complete dailies, battle with heroes in any game mode, bonus for the Shield Medic in Blitz. And so there is a picture of the Shield Medic there. Where are we at now? Let's see. Main weekly event, Origin Story, Howard Diamonds and Howard Diamond Orbs earn Origin coins from the campaign nodes. The 7-year bash, spend eventful energy, 7 years, 1 legacy campaign, spend Starship energy for the Starjammers showcase. Wednesday, we're going to get Howard the Duck, as at least Howard the Duck offers, and I hope they continue to do the step-up offers. I was pretty thrilled with the last step-up offer in that I was able to unlock, what was it, the Joaquin Falcon for $15 US. I hope they continue doing the step-up offers. It actually makes unlocking a character for me a lot more enjoyable when I can do it in little segments and maybe get lucky. I just think that's fantastic. Thursday will be the Landra Showcase. A lot of people have been talking about some people should be unlocking Landra around that time. Friday, the Infinity Watch Quick Rumble. So here is the block. We're going to go over this relatively quickly. There is a lot of it was here in the overview, but here is the actual blog. All right, March 3rd, the 80th anniversary or the season 80 anniversary strike pass. Endure even more resources to boost your roster in place of character shards. Craven the Hunter Blitz. Mission of the Majestic begins. So that's the Lilandra event. 7th anniversary also begins on Monday. 7th year bash, hold the line, origin story. Watch this, and then it says keep an eye out for your inbox message alerting to the character availability, which we read just a moment ago. Emma Frost X-Men to Raid Store, Raid Orb. Ancient One featured in the Spotlight Raid Orb, replacing Man Thing, and then Man Thing will go to the War Store. Now, they don't announce when that happens. We just have to wait for the inbox messaging. All right, Mission of the Majestrix. It's time to power up Lilandra with red stars. Don't miss the opportunity to grab all 7 red stars for Lilandra and prepare her for battle in Cosmic Crucible. How to earn Lilandra red stars. Obtain Lilandra brooch tokens from the free tiers of the Battle Pass. And this seems like a relatively good system, by the way. Battle Pass and Strike Pass to hit missions of the Majestic milestones containing red stars for Lilandra. And they did say that she's going to be required in some capacity for the unlock of Age of X. They said something like Age of X in theory was going to have 60 rooms or 60 floors or 60 something, and there was going to be a node where she was going to be a requirement. And in addition, they said that the optimal teams on those nodes would also be most likely the other 3, because the quadrant of the Age of X, which included like Old Man Logan, Shadow King, and Odin, and the 4th quadrant was Lilandra. All right, collect 7 red stars, complete all 4 passes during March to get all 7 red stars for Lilandra for free. No purchase necessary, but if you fall behind, additional brooch tokens are available in premium passes. And they said there was going to be a way of accelerating this process if you do spend money, which is going to be through the Starjammer Showcase, right? Start earning Lilandra stars from March 3rd from the Strike Pass and Battle Pass. Howard the Duck flapping your way soon. So they're going to have this starting on March 5th. This is going to be a Crucible team. Looks like it's going to have some mechanics built into Howard the Duck that might be solutions to Mephisto. I know I got my 2 diamonds on Mephisto yesterday, so yeah, they're pushing a solution to Mephisto out here. Mostly the team looks like it is punishes people that have barrier. It has a lot of anti-barrier mechanics in the kit, and it is a cosmic Crucible team. And so this is going to be Havoc, Howard the Duck, Lilandra, and then reworks to Rocket and Groot, which are already in game. Who is Howard the Duck? We're not going to read this, but this is just some of the overviews of the event. Seize control of character shards for Howard the Duck and Havoc, along with Rocket and Groot in Team Orbs, path to Howard Duck Orbs, and path to Havoc Orb. Team Up Orbs contain character shards, feature new characters named on the orb. And these are the orbs that maybe have none or a very low amount. I wish they would at least have one, but these are kind of like I don't know, these are the orbs that they started when Illuminati came out. Sure, are they always a little bit different, but that's the kind of orb I'm expecting. Charge for the updated characters, Rocket and Groot, available in all orbs, where to find Cosmic Crucible and daily objectives. So, meant to fly, and they are listing the showcase requirements. This is pretty much standard. There is one that you could go through with the first chapter where you can just go through it without any requirements, use the provided characters, and then from there on out, it will be based off of the stars. Lilandra should have to 7 stars by the end. Of course, Howard the Duck and Havoc, that is going to be based on your wallet and whether or not you choose to buy them. And then the Starjammer team will require all the characters to be at the corresponding star levels. So there you go. First time rewards, and it looks like they're going to have gold gear credits, Guild Tier, Crimson T2 and T3 irons, T3 ISO credits, and select character shards. I need training materials. I don't know if that's going to be there or not. So that pretty much wraps up the video for today. There's an overview here of some of the events. It also shows the Weaver costume and so on. And that pretty much does it. Looking forward to the weekly events that are tied to the 7th anniversary. I kind of like this Old Man Logan costume. Also, Nightcrawler, I had to Google this. I didn't realize that he had like a thumb and 2 fingers. I was like, what is going on with this art? And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's just the way he is. I don't know, the fingers still look pretty weird. I remember when Adam Warlock came to the game, he had those weird fingers. It looks like they're doing that a little bit there with Nightcrawler. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. That's the end of the video. Bye for now.